Hey guys, Ryan Bidoff here, blogging from paradise. We are coming into the early afternoon hours on Friday in Songdo, Korea, a little west of that work? I think that works. A little west of Seoul in the northern part of the country. Before we dive into the video, guys, I get myself situated here. We're going to talk about how to write a little more over there. I think that works. A quality blog post. I run a website called bloggingfromparadise.com. It is a blogging tips resource where I sell blogging courses that I've created, blogging ebooks that I've written, and I also publish blogging tips updates to my posts, to my blog. So if you're looking for blogging advice, you want guidance, you need some help, I've created step-by-step guides, both through the ebooks and the courses that I sell. So they're available for purchase, really in depth. I drill everything down step by step to make the journey as seamless for you as possible. So they are detailed guides that lay out step by step by step by step. This is what you do. So, hey Sam, good morning, I'm guessing for you. I think so. How do you write a quality blog post? Well, first off, quality blog content determines the direction of your blogging career. So, if you want quality traffic and blogging income to flow in steadily over the long term, you need to write quality blog posts. They're the lifeblood of your blogging campaign. Now, what do I mean by a quality blog post? Basically, guys, it has to be highly targeted, so it's speaking to your one ideal reader, your niche reader. You want to cover one niche to be a specialist. Don't be a generalist. That's called being a jack of all trades. It doesn't work because in the world we trust specialists and generalists, not so much. Where your attention energy goes grows. So, guys, you want to target your content, number one, to make sure it's speaking to your ideal reader so the people that show up really want what you have to offer. That's really key. But you also need to publish long form, most of the time, thorough, detailed content. By that, I mean 1,200 words, 1,500 words. You add a ton of practical tips, practical steps, and then you drill down in depth so you're creating a thorough resource. So when you pick your title, and we'll start there. Clear, simple, to the point so readers know exactly what they're getting. You want the blog post to deliver fully on the title promise. But before we get to the title, the 1,200 words, 1,300, 1,400, 1,500, they have to be really detail oriented. So it's not about filling a blog post with a lot of bloat and words that are just not necessary. You really, really want to be clear and concise with your writing. So these are some of the fundamentals that go into writing and publishing a quality blog post. But let's start from the beginning. First, you got to pick a topic. That's where it starts. Solve a common reader problem for your specific niche reader or your avatar, that one reader that you want to appeal to with every post. So solve one of their targeted problems with every post. Has to start there. The reason why you want to drill down and solve their problems, I said it's there, really it's the one targeted reader, but their problems, your community's problems, is because they're the ones reading your blog. And when you do that, you'll attract new like-minded readers who are highly targeted. This is what we call quality traffic to you by solving those common problems in your niche. So, for example, I believe I've covered this topic on bloggingfromparadise.com, how to write a quality post. That's a big problem in the blogging tips niche, and I'm a blogging tips blogger. So naturally, I'm covering it with a live YouTube broadcast and a live Facebook broadcast. And I've covered this topic in depth on my blog. So by doing that, by picking the topic, how to write a quality blog post, and picking that title, clear, simple, to the point, that's another really important aspect of writing a quality post. Readers need to be able to understand that title seamlessly, virtually effortlessly. That's what helps folks click or goads them to click. But by getting super clear on just only solving common reader problems with your topic and with your title, readers will become return readers because they'll know what to expect with your blog. Like, look at me and they'll say, hey, that's a blogging tips blogger. I'm a blogger who wants blogging tips. I'm going to keep coming back to bloggingfromparadise.com because he's covering these really common problems that I'm suffering through. I need help with, I need guidance to get through. So then you get return traffic to these quality posts. And when you get return traffic, that's how you build a loyal blogging community, which is a key point in becoming a successful blogger. You know, if you want to go full-time, go pro, or even just if you want to have a following, it's not like a one-off deal or one-shot deal. So solve a common problem in your blogging niche. Make sure the title reflects that solution clearly with a simple, easy to understand title. Short and sweet usually works. If it's a little bit longer, that's fine, but really simplify everything. Want to make it easy for people to understand what you have to offer, the promise you're making. Now, how do you access the minds of your readers to see what problems they're suffering? Listen to comments on your blog, listen to social media chats about your blog, or if not even about your blog, about your niche. So me as a blogging tips blogger, I'll look up and down Facebook groups related to blogging. So these are blogging tips groups on Facebook, and I'll spot really pressing problems in the blogging tips niche that a lot of bloggers are suffering with. So maybe they're not in my audience now, but that's another key point. I'm talking about your readership. If you don't have any readers, you're just new to blogging, just follow top blogs in your niche. They have their finger on the cyber pulse. So for someone like a blogging tips blogger who has no readers, check out ProBlogger. Now, Blogging from Paradise may or may not be a top blog in the blogging tips niche. It depends on how people perceive me. But just stop by my blog because I've been at it for a while. And if you're a blogging tips blogger, if you cover similar topics, you're probably on the right track. So it's just an idea. But of course, ProBlogger is one of the tops in the world. Darren Rouse, he's probably the hallmark. I would say he's the blogging tips standard out there. See what he's covering, see what his readers are talking about, what they're struggling with, and cover those problems on your blog. Now, the post itself is a solution to the problem. So a problem for me, as we get into the content that I'm tackling here, how to write a quality blog post. That's the topic and title. Now, step by step, I will go from soup to nuts, from conceptualizing the topic to picking a title, all the way down through the blog content to the conclusion, the end. I will break down in depth what you need to do or the steps to follow, practical guide to follow to write and publish a quality blog post. Quality blog posts are thorough. They're detailed. You want to give yourself a few hours, if not 2, 3, 4 hours, to research the post, to write the post, to edit the post, and then to publish it now or to schedule it out, whatever you decide to do. But you really want to get into the frame of mind where you perceive one blog post as a thorough solution. That's how to publish quality content. And if you look around, you'll see not a lot of bloggers perceive their blog posts in such fashion, because you'll read like 600 words, 700 words. Bloggers will make like 1 or 2 points, or maybe 3, and then they'll publish the post. It's not going to cut the mustard, guys, not because it's not good enough. It's simply not detailed and thorough enough for most readers to look at the topic and say, oh, that's a really helpful solution. So quality is about infusing as many practical tips, as many steps, as many details as possible into 1,200 words or 1,400 words or 1,500 words. It could even be longer. But at a minimum, guys, 1,200 words, just because that's a general agreement in the blogging community amongst blogging readers, readers of blogs, as far as the actual word count, post length, that seems to be fairly acceptable, where if you jam pack a high number of practical, usable tips that readers can read, process, use, and benefit from, that's what we call quality. So you might list 4, 5, 6, 7 headers just as an idea. And then you'll break those 7 headers, some of them into 1 or 2 sections. So you want to think details, steps. This is a totally different frame of mind than sitting down and in 10, 15, 20 minutes or a half hour writing a 700-word post. It's not going to cut it. I'm not even talking about Google traffic. You're never going to rank a post like that on Google, or rarely. I'm talking about organic traffic through other channels, through Facebook, Twitter, guest posts you publish, blog comments you publish, Reddit, Quora, forums, Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups. When you share thin content, it has a really short shelf life. So initially, you may get a tiny traffic surge. People check it out, then it's done. Nobody ever visits again because it's not detailed enough. People want more. That's just the general agreement. That's what the world wants, a little bit more. Something thorough, or maybe it's a lot more. Something beefy and meaty. That's what they want. That's what readers want. That's what quality is. That's how you build a loyal tribe that keeps coming back, a loyal community. That's how you make money. That's how you sell ebooks and courses. Readers look at a really thorough solution, detailed, long form, step by step, thorough, and then in their mind they go, man, they know what they're talking about. They're so helpful. I'm going to buy their book. I'm going to buy their course. And that's how you make money. I'm going to click one of their ads. I'm going to hire them. I'm going to buy their affiliate offering. And then you make money. It's a simple process logically. Emotionally, you're going to have to kick out a lot of head trash. And that's why I sell a really in-depth PDF guide, aka ebook, called Creating the Mindset of a Successful Blogger. The book baby steps you through the process of thinking, feeling, and acting like a professional blogger now during your amateur blogger days, which is really important because you have to think like a pro or a successful blogger now before you're getting much traffic. You have to sit and write the really detailed, thorough, long-form content now. And that's what helps you go pro over the long haul. Most bloggers, they reverse the process. They think upside down. They think, I want all this money, I want all this traffic, and I was going to publish this thin content, 600 words, I'm going to work so hard. No, you're thinking like an amateur. You're thinking from fear and scarcity and poverty. The right frame of mind, discussed in the ebook, and you could buy it at bloggingfromparadise.com. In that rich PDF guide, it grounds you in this basic fundamental posturing idea. Right now, I have to begin thinking, feeling, acting, working like a professional, successful blogger right now. And this is the first step as far as an action model. I have to start publishing pro level content right now. And that's what attracts the quality traffic slowly but surely and the blogging income over the long haul. So when you're thinking that way, you say to yourself, I'm going to set an alarm, or however you chop it up depending on your schedule. I just wanted to say that. We were in Britain, England a couple months ago. Whatever your schedule is, let's say you have a 4-hour block on the weekends, Saturday or Sunday. You could say 2 each day, but let's just say 4-hour block just to get you in the right frame of mind. You set an alarm on your phone 4 hours in the future. Click. You gave yourself, or you give yourself, or you block off 4 hours just to research a post, to write a post, and to edit it. Whether you, and then either publish that day or publish schedule. Probably best to do it the next, well, doesn't really matter. Just to get the post done, they can decide whether to publish it or schedule it. Hello, my friend. That is a totally different frame of mind than most bloggers. They don't sit down for 4 hours and brainstorm and research and write and schedule and form. No. So this is like, it's radical to a lot of bloggers, but I'm telling you right now, this is what it takes to write a quality post. So give yourself lots of time. Maybe you finish it a little earlier, a decent amount earlier, probably not, but maybe so. Or maybe it takes you longer. Relax. Quality is key. You reach quantity by writing quality content for a long time and publishing it. So it's long haul, you'll have quality content. You'll have quality and quantity when you're thinking very far down the road, like a marathon. You'll have both, long haul. But quality's first. So now that you've scheduled 4 hours to work on the post, you can just relax, ease into the process, and patiently publish something impactful, helpful. And you do it by being really detailed. So for the post, I published it a while back on Blogging from Paradise, how to write and publish a quality post. I would set up an outline, picking a title. I don't know if I actually did this with the post, but this is a practical idea. Picking a title or picking a topic. That's one as far as the skeleton, the outline, one header. Pick a title, pick a topic, pick a topic, pick a topic, pick a title, pick a tilly. Hit long form, what's the word count? So I'll talk about if it's a long form post or a short form, of course, long form. Then I'll talk about how to format the post. That'll be another header for the outline. Then I may talk about how to wrap up the post. And then for each of those headers, if there are, say, 5, I would break down the title into 1 or 2 sections and add details there. Then I talk about long form blog post, 1,200 words. I would break down a section there, why it has to be 1,200 words at least. Then in the formatting section, I would say maybe a few different details. Headers, use ample number of paragraphs. Write short, punchy sentences. Use bullet point lists and italics and bold. Then in the ending section or the conclusion section, I would say, well, you could end the post with 3 or 4 questions. If one of your goals for that specific blog post is to boost engagement, or if you would like to sell something or to direct readers to give a course or an ebook greater exposure, you'd end the post with maybe a H3 header, blogging resources. This would be for me as a blogging tips blogger, and then link to blogging courses, blogging ebooks. You see, guys, it's details, steps, tips. Readers will say that's a big time quality post when they get a thorough solution filled with steps and tips that they can practically understand, and use now to benefit from. And of course, the benefit's long haul, but they could see right away, ooh, anybody who's watching this video, who's reading the post version, if you will, it's out there somewhere. When they read that post, they're like, wow, this is really helpful. You fleshed out all the really fundamental necessary steps to write and publish a quality piece of content. Thank you. And then bloggers, aka Blogging Paradise readers, can keep going back to the post, return to it. They can reference it and keep following all the steps. If they forget some of the steps, they can go back to the post again. That's why my ebooks are really helpful too. And customers tell me they keep going back to them because each in the course as well, they're filled with practical steps and tips, stuff that you'll just forget because you don't have the experience yet and you haven't reached that point. And I was the same way in the beginning. And even when I was more of a veteran and I ran into some resistance from time to time, it happens. There's this whole peaks and valleys thing when you do this for 15 years. This happens. But when I referred to tips, steps, techniques from practical bloggers, really, really helpful blogging tips bloggers specifically, it got me on the straight and narrow too. So the post itself, when you're I thought that was a hair, not a bug. Well, if it was a bug, it'd be okay too. We're all right. Monsoon season here in Korea, so a lot of heavy storms and the bugs are coming out. That's how it goes. You guys know how it is, especially in the tropics. This isn't the tropics here, but it's a similar vibe climate this time of year. So we've established how to pick a topic, how to pick a title. Now we're getting into the meat of the post. It has to be really long form, highly detailed. I broke down how you want to set up a basic outline to work from or work off of with your H2 headers. I said headers, but H2. Then you want to break those headers down into different detailed subsections. Maybe not every single one, but a fair amount. And flesh out those headers, flesh out those details. Fill your blog with practical tips. And again, guys, aim for 1,200 words, 1,400. It's really key to be thorough because when someone sits there and it takes a good 5 or 6 or 10 minutes to process, not that you need to keep people around or you want to keep them around for some manipulative intent, but when they're taking a while to mindfully read all these steps and tips, you're onto something. That's how you become successful. That's when you're making an impact. So coming up about 23 minutes now, we'll be at a half hour in a little bit, and I'll probably call it because it's almost 2-ish here, and I got break to take, and we'll have some shopping to do and some cardio to do here in Seonggao, South Korea. So we're heading down to the end of the post. You could call it a conclusion, talking about how to write a quality blog post. You can call it a wrap up. You want to, generally speaking, tie it all together where you summarize the points you made in the post. Not that you have to, but you can. It could be helpful, or at least make a punctuation statement that drills the key pointer points home. And you could do that with a conclusion header or a wrap-up header or even just a summary header. Now from there, including a call to action, I should say, tends to be helpful. So you could ask readers to share the post on social media. You could ask 2 or 3 questions specifically related to the post to increase engagement as far as blog comments, or simple, tried and true call to action. You can ask readers to check out your blogging products or your blogging services. So for someone like me, I'll just include blogging resources and I'll link to, and I can ask readers to check them out or just link to blogging courses and blogging ebooks. It's ultimately up to you and what your goals are for that specific blog post. But it does help to leave readers after you wrapped up the post proper with a call to action to kind of say, here's that next step if you'd like to take it. Guys, that is basic idea, some of the fundamentals of how to write and publish a quality blog post. If I had to add anything to this, I would say some other ideas to keep in mind, not quite as fundamental, but they pop up in my mind now. You could link out to valuable resources in your niche, and you could also link in, aka to older posts on your blog or posts you already published. Some could be from yesterday, still be older, that are detailed guides, but of course that are fully relevant to the anchor text. So let's say I'm writing this post, how to write a quality blog post, and I go through my one outline header, choose a simple title. When I mention the word title in that subsection, I could link to my post on Blogging Paradise where I go in depth in how to craft a compelling traffic generating blog post title. Excuse me. Or within the section, I could just say, check out this post and follow these steps, or follow these steps to write a traffic driving blog title. And then I can include the link to the actual blog post with the anchor text. Let me try to barrel in here. With the anchor text being the blog post title. So that could be a really helpful way to enhance your blog post, to maybe boost its quality a little bit, because then you're adding resources on your blog within the post itself. You could also link out to quality resources in your niche. So that means the top blogs in your niche. This could fortify your blog in the eyes of Google, maybe some readers too. A little change up. So for a blogging tips blogger like myself, I may link to sites like ProBlogger or Blogging Tips or Blogging Wizard. It'll be Smart Blogger, NeilPatel.com. Even though he's not specifically blogging tips oriented, he includes some really helpful content. He's one of the top bloggers in the world for basic internet marketing space. He's really a top shelf blogger, as we know, or maybe if you don't, he is. These are more enhancing agents, if you will, that are more the cherry on top. Like, you don't need it. It could be very helpful for Google traffic, and it could be helpful for your readers. But the key is to publish thorough, detailed, problem-solving content focused on your single blogging niche that helps your ideal, perfect reader. That's how you hit the mark, and that's how you lay the foundation for a successful blogging career. So in leaving, guys, I would say more than anything, train your mind to enter into that pro blogging state of mind, frame of mind right now. And you do this, practically speaking, one of the most simple ways to just think like a pro. Now, when you're writing and publishing a quality post that would make a pro happy and say, oh, give you a thumbs up, give yourself hours to do it. You don't want to publish a lot of blog content. Every time out, you want to take your time and patiently publish a thorough, detailed, excellent quality blog post. And that's how you solidify this rock solid reputation in your blogging niche. So give yourself the time, relax, add the details, be thorough. I went over some of the formatting basics. And another thing I wanted to add too, you want to make your post easily readable and scannable on mobile, since most people are reading on their phones. Just how it is. But of course, some still read on the laptop like myself. I mean, I do some on the phone as well, but since I do a lot of work on the laptop as a writer, aka number one task of a blogger, I tend to read through the lappy. But I know most folks are doing mobile. So guys, that's it for today. Thanks so much for joining. Stop by bloggingfromparadise.com, where I sell blogging ebooks that I've created, written, blogging courses that I've created. There's two: how to get featured on world famous blogs, and How to Become a Pro Blogger in 5 Steps. Those are my 2 courses, and then 9 ebooks I sell. Most are blogging tips related, but I also have a few inspiring reads that could be uplifting. One's based on my life, and there's a travel read there as well, and a networking read. So, love you guys. Thanks so much for joining. Until next time, you know what to do. I will see you later, YouTube, and see you later, Facebook. Enjoy